I once overheard someone saying, I did what any college student would do in a tough situation.
I called my parents.
I don't have that convenience. Who do I call if I don't have my parents anymore? Do I call my depressed sister who won't answer my messages? Do I call my sick brother who I don't want to bother any more than I have to? Or do I call my aunt, my godmother, who has mental issues, who lied and convinced my extended family that my brother raped me? Do I call these people who betrayed and excommunicated me? I don't have anyone to call. I don't have a shoulder to cry on, and I hate that I am irrationally angry that anyone else does.
I thought we would make it. I held the day, the moment that you would go into remission in my mind as a reminder that we would be okay. But sometimes life doesn't give you happy endings. Sometimes life is ripped from our hands at 3:36 a.m. as you watch the woman who taught you how to dance, how to love, and how to laugh slip away. Not that it was all in that moment. I watched you slip for days. I watched as you faded from the beautiful, vivacious mother who held my life together to a distant form, a shadow, a corpse. So sometimes I'm sad.
I'm not sure if people realize it though. Why would they if I'm constantly saying, I'm good, when I'm not?
No, I'm okay. I don't need anything. That's not true.
I need my parents.
I need my mom to hold me, to tell me that she loves me, to grab me and twirl me around the kitchen one more time, 2 more times, 100 more times. I need my dad to send that good morning message, to call 10 times a day so that I'll answer just once, to call me his little girl, his precious, 1 more time, 2 more times, 100 more times. I need to understand, I need to see evidence of a greater plan, but you can't help me, so I smile, so I say that I'm doing all right, I guess, I pretend not to feel alone in a room with 1, with 2, with 100.
I'm tired of lying. But I can't just drop this dead parent's bomb on any acquaintance I meet in the hallway who asks me, what's up? How could anyone respond to that news? What do you say? Their blank stares and words of discomfort to sting the wound I opened their eyes to see.
I saw the pain in his eyes. I watched as the light slowly left him, so I prayed. I prayed that God would put those empty eyes to rest. I prayed that he would give my father the strength to let go, the strength to, for the first time in his life, be weak. Now don't get me wrong. I watched. But don't get me wrong. I prayed day after day for a miracle.
I cried and I begged God to save him,
to give us more time, but then I gave up. I sat outside of his door, eyes drained of their tears, and pleaded that God would heal his pain.
He was gone within hours.
His death was a process. He fought with every ounce of his being for 8 years, and on a quiet day in April of 2011, that moment came, the turning point. If you have ever watched someone die, you know the exact millisecond that I am talking about.
There is no way to prepare yourself
for the moment when the spark goes from those big green eyes you once found comfort in for so long, leaving behind heavy, pain-filled eyes seemingly detached from the strong soul they once displayed.
Is it even real yet? A month later, and I still wait for your calls. I got a job offer yesterday, Daddy. My first thought was that I couldn't wait to tell you. I can't wrap my head around you being gone. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. You were my rock, my shield, my biggest supporter. What now?
Sometimes I bring myself back to the times when my mom would pick me up and hold me. In the squeaky, comfy rocking chair of our past, she would rock me back and forth and pet my head. Since then, our roles have switched around. I was there to calm her as she suffered, and she was frail and afraid. I was there to hold her and pet her head. She and my dad, both slowly and tortuously dying from different diseases, me, young, trying to comfort them, trying to care for them, begging
Isn't it weird when the happy ending you pray for is your parents' death?
Our days to make an impact on those around us are limited. In the last week together, my brothers and I learned that we must live our lives in such a way that when our children are surrounding us in our final hours, that they can find the
courage to let
us
go.
And that courage can only come from the knowledge of the fulfilled life we have led. Sometimes my mind goes blank, and the only thing I can think about is that I prayed that my dad would die.
That phrase,
That moment
reminds me to live.